To that plug, like being afraid of change, like that's how we're programmed. Kind of makes that too. Like that's kind of like the foundation of it. But I kind of wanted to hear like everybody's perspective on like why people are afraid to change.
Start this way, we'll go around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Why people are afraid to change? I think once you get used to something and you get good at something, it's hard to be like, okay, let me do something else and be okay with sucking at it real quick. It's hard to do that, especially when you've been told like, you're great, and then you finally get something like, I am great. Okay, take it up another level.
Some people are scared to that next level. I hear you.
No, that's facts.
Yeah, being just good isn't always good enough. Being the best isn't enough. That's what's
crazy,
right?
But for who, though?
We go ahead, alley this to
there's always another level.
I mean, like, I don't know. There's a lot of perspectives, man. I actually was reading articles and really trying to gather different perspectives, and a lot of it is, I mean, we can attribute it to how we're raised, but then there's also like criticism comes with change too. Different environments come with change, of course. Being influenced being influenced by other people. You know what I mean? Like, and then also, like Zoe said, doing things for a long period of time and just fear. I would say at a summation, why people are afraid to change is really just straight up fear. Straight up fear of what? Now that for like fear of the unknown as well too.
Yeah.
So
I've kind of accepted that on my end. Like about knowing how you're gonna die, knowing when you're gonna die. I'll die when I die. I don't want to know what's next immediately. Let me just go through the motion. But I believe you were next.
So, why people are afraid to change? One of the greatest and interesting questions that are upon this earth of being, right? so you have a moment in life where you're doing one thing, you're used to it, it's going great, it's going fine. All of a sudden, boom, got to switch. Whoa, what the fuck? And then you have to adjust and then move to the next. You may not like it, it's uncomfortable, but it has to be done. For a bunch of reasons. Comfortable. You like just being in the same space you was. You really got attached to that space. And it's a method of why should I change what I'm doing so far has worked. And it's going to keep working until it doesn't. Then you got to switch. Or it's for the kids that had to transfer schools all the time. Why do I got to change? I can't get attached to anybody. I can't have a group of people. Can't be around this. Why I got to change? Being in and out of relationships. What's this change doing to me? Why I want to be with this person for a while? Why she don't? But it just got to happen. It got to go. Jobs. However, from job to job changes. You want to stay at the job, but you don't want to, or you don't like it. But something has to be done for that moment that you get to the point of where you want to be, really. So it always comes back to a point of
I can't even get comfortable again.
What is the moment that you need to change and why?
a lot of people don't have, and I know it's got to go to Trav, but like, and then a lot of people are like, a lot of people don't have the end goal. Or they don't have goals. So it's not even the fact that, it may not be the fact that they're afraid to change. It's just like, okay, well, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? A lot of people have that question, you know, and then taking it a little bit personal. Like, so for example, let's say you're trying to move out, like you're moving out of your parents' crib or whatever. You're going off to college. They may not want you to leave, or let's say you're staying with them. You're trying to save money. They don't want you to leave. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, like a lot of people are fearful of upsetting their parents. You know what I'm saying? So, and then even it boils down to wanting to work out or wanting to change a routine or change a habit. We get so accustomed to the routine that one small thing may mess it up. Like I listen to the same songs over and over again every time I go to work. Why? Because they pump me up. The idea of listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers on the way to work is like, bro, no,
wow.
I cannot do that. Just because like I'm in sales, like I'm making money. Like we have developed that culture. I'm listening to Money Man. I'm listening to Baby. I'm listening to Gunna. I'm listening to Black Youngster. I'm listening to Moneybag. You know what I'm saying? Because
I like this man's selection for the fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
because that's that routine, and then anything that deviates from that, you may think that it's gonna mentally mess you up. When in actuality, I mean, if you're good at your craft, you be straight. That comes with adjusting.
I love that. If you're good at your craft, then it comes with adjusting.
The goal is to be a master at your craft.
You really hit. All of you hit things I was thinking about, and I'm like, I love it when you see those creative minds just going like that. Because if you're limited on what you have to say, or if you still have more to say, you're surrounded by the right people, and that's where I think it comes to as well. Who are you surrounding yourself with?
Boom.
Because it could also be you're living your life as if you're in a funhouse mirror area. You have a bunch of mirrors. You're seeing nothing but yourself. And if you have a negative viewpoint on yourself, you can't even imagine what someone else has about you. My thing has always been, my pops, he wants the most for his kids, for his son. I'm the only boy out of all of us. I'm the only boy of like 9. So it's a lot. You definitely want your son to, be, more than what you accomplished. He just comes from a different time to where like me and him are always at odds with certain things. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but it's because he grew up a type of way that I'm like, you're conflicting with my sense of freedom. That's not kind of energy I want to be around. And, you could worry about having that same issue with everyone else. It's the mindset, too, of, who you're surrounding yourself with. There's been plenty of things that I've wanted to do that my dad has sucked the joy out of. Like, not trying to. Like, I wanted to be a professional wrestler. We were just talking about this. When I was younger, the first wrestling match I ever saw was Randy Orton versus Chris Benoit, 2004 SummerSlam. And I was inspired by Randy Orton. That's why number 24 is my favorite number to this day. Like, because of that.
And number 24 is your favorite number because of that?
Mm-hmm.
Not Kobe? That's crazy.
But here's the thing. He knew I was going to be tall. I'm more than sure he knew I was going to be tall. I was not immersed in basketball until like... I can't even say truly immersed because I didn't become immersed until like I got to school with this guy. And I'm not even talking about high school. Like, because they were talking about stuff on the show, I wanted to be aware. I didn't want to be ignorant to a conversation that was needed to have had on the show. Mm-hmm. And you make yourself immersive. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to be 100% a part of it. So, I wanted to wrestle. And I knew I was going to be tall. My grandfather and his siblings are 6 foot plus. My dad is about right at the 6 foot mark himself. 5'11", whatever. I knew I was going to be a bigger guy, and I knew I would fill out over time, and I did just that. I wanted to wrestle in middle school. There was always something whenever it came to tryouts. Wedding, a funeral, something. Got to high school, nothing was stopping me. First match, popped my shoulder out. Went against an 8-year vet. Had to heal naturally on its own. So my winning streak was like 2-8 my freshman year. Or no, 3-8. And those 2 wins came from like not having someone in my weight class or someone I won by points maybe. Nah, that's cool. You get a win, but that kind of streak, it sucks. Second year, and excuse me, no, I lied. I know I was right the first time. 2 out of 8 wins or whatever. Like 2 wins out of 8 losses. That's horrible. I can promise you right now. I asked my dad.
Cleveland Browns.
I'd be like, there you go. I'd be like, Pops, what was the first match? When were you there when I won my first match? Yeah. When did you win? Yeah, I competed my sophomore year too, asshole. I'm not apologizing for that's weird because that's something I thought at that time. But it's like you see someone lose enough or whatever, and they tell you that this is not the same as this because I'd never. And he likes to think that I went to the mindset of amateur wrestling with professional wrestling. No, I wanted to do that because I wanted to do that. I wanted to be able to fight and know how to fight and keep people off of me. I was a big guy, but still.
Before you go on, though, to piggyback on did they possibly remember your first win? When you're doing stuff as a youth and even as you get older, it's weird. Some people may not even think about this and maybe a little too young. You don't have to, but you have to get to a certain point before your parents are convinced sometimes that what you're doing is going to
100%.
benefit and actually reap the actual funds of being to a certain point of
And them having to pay to get you this gear so you can do that. I get. So imagine you seeing your son get wrecked and get a concussion in his very first match. Oh, I don't think this is for you.
As much as they want to support you, they like, yo, this nigga ain't winning shit, dog.
Keep in mind, hold on. Keep in mind, and it was just like, it kind of sucked, but then it was just like, okay, I went on to compete. My next.
Did you just see what I saw?
Who we having this conversation with?
But look, I went on to compete my next year, and I think I was like, I want to say 5-8.
Then it's like, yo, he got some more, but I still don't want.
You know what I mean? Like it was just like, I want to say like, no, I'm wrong, not 5 out of 8 because I didn't compete my whole season.
Because I can speak from
I didn't want
experience
to
on
get
that.
injured. You know what I mean?
I paid for my own AAU team tryout. I paid my own AAU.
What?
That's
I paid for
crazy.
it.
I knew
How
that,
much did that
but-
cost?
$300. I had to save $300,
Dang.
And you were a kid at the time?
and I got injured that season.
Yeah, how old were you?
Ball was life too.
I was like 17. I was from 17.
Wow.
So I didn't get to do AAU. So I was a
But
senior.
when he was 17, he was 20.
Facts. Facts. That nigga was, look, shoot, he was at least 30.
Thing
That
is,
nigga saved. That nigga budgeted for what?
Bro went back home to the spreadsheet like, okay, yes, I got it.
Like, bro, I barely budgeted for a board. You kidding me?
I had to save up for my own AAU trials because my parents were not willing to invest. Not saying that they didn't want me to play or support me to play basketball. They were not willing to invest in that because it costs too much. I'm thinking in my head as a kid, yo, it's only fucking $300. $300 is a lot of money, but at the same time,
It's a lot of money.
at the same time, you think, damn, do my parents believe in what I'm trying to do on this front?
That's where for me, it was like, it took me some time to get that, but at the same point, like even with my writing, man, there are certain things that I'm like my pops, like they now they ask me this, I'll be like, yo, y'all be wondering where I go on Sunday. Like, not once have y'all asked me to like take you out to the show or to like send you a link so you can watch the show. Never. I got a link. He plugs me all the time. I can show you. Like, why is it that I got strangers that'll view my stuff, but not my own parents?
That's how it goes.
And I get that, but my life, I know I'm not doing that to my kids. Now they support me. They know I'm right. They know I'm meant for something. You know what I mean? I know that with my heart for sure. How my mom goes about supporting, how my old man goes about supporting, 2 different ways. You know what I mean? I may not have to like it, but you get what you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They just get used to seeing you in a certain environment and in a certain state of mind that it's like, okay, yeah, this is Zoe, this is Trav, this is Dre. You know what I'm saying? We boys. What, y'all wanna play guitar? Is this what y'all do for real? Nah, y'all don't play guitar, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, you know, somebody in London sees you online playing guitar and they're like, yo, this dude is dope. Let me tell my friends about it. Then all of a sudden you have a following. Then your friends are like, oh shit, this nigga's really good. It's not a joke.
That's where they go, oh, that's my son or that's my daughter.
Right.
But it's definitely something to notice. Like it's like you could take it as, oh, it's playful. It's like, oh, he's just saying some shit. You know, we don't know too much about it. He just got in it. You know what I'm saying? So it takes some noticing as a parent to be like.
But how did that like affect the change though? Like,
So with the whole wrestling thing, it was like, I knew I didn't want to compete, but I knew I wanted to keep training. Because when I came out here, I was pretty fit. I know for a fact I was pretty fit. I was tall, square jawed, athletic. And then I was a flirt with a New York accent. And then even when I started, doing stage work out here and actually performing, I was still wrestling. I was just training. But I almost risked my shoulder being re-injured. And I'm like, do I risk the injury? Or do I finally, take my place on stage where I've always wanted to be? I did that. You know what I mean? Gave it a shot, a true shot. Everything I auditioned for my senior year of high school, I got lead roles in. Everything I auditioned for.
let's go.
You know what I mean? After me just thinking, I'm only a writer. I can only do this. I got into our university on a scholarship. Granted, theater scholarships, it can range or whatever, but Someone had to see something, because our university is a private school. You get what I mean? It's like to have to audition to get in, and someone see some kind of time.
Wait, music theory isn't
musical theater. Music theory is.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Dang, I thought it was music theory. Never mind, we straight. I was like, how you have to audition for music theory?
Nah,
which would make sense if you had to
if you had to play an
instrument. Okay, all right.
But at that time, I taught myself how to play piano, and then I ended up taking piano courses. So I was ahead of the curve. Like when I auditioned, I used a monologue I wrote when I was in 6th grade. That a teacher, like, it originally came from an assignment from me being a smartass. And it was like a 20-page paper that I did being a smartass to her, responding to me being a smartass. And I took that excerpt, I turned it into a monologue, and I auditioned. And it got me in there. Of course, I had to sing.
Wow.
And I'll never forget the professor that had me audition for him. He was like, right now you're at a 6, I can tell. He said, right now you're at a 5 or 6 because I can tell you're nervous. Just give it your all. So I knew I had to go all the way to the back of the area where the performance area or whatever. And he didn't question it. He just saw how far I went. And I said to myself, if he can't hear me from back here, there's an issue. Because he can't hear me when I'm that close. So I'm going to be yelling out, top of my lungs. He told me it was going to take 3 weeks. This fool hit me up in 3 days and said, welcome to Pacer family. I'm like, wow.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And it was a lot of, he memorized the stuff. Okay. But no, I don't say that to talk your ears off. I say that to say, like, when I got that, it was like, my old man was kind of like, okay, telling his boys, yeah, my son got into this, to this university for this, so, it's cool. Give me that energy, goddamn it. Don't give it to someone else or whatever. Because I remember the first show I had, and it really broke my heart, but I used this as fuel, right? First show I had when I was in high school, it was important to me. You know what I mean? He was there. Points for showing up, but you were not there. Granted, it's not your thing. Me, I don't care if it's not my thing. If I'm there to support you, I'm there to support you. I'm staying there. I don't dance. If my cousin or my little sister, is having a ballet recital, I will, join her and laugh and be like, okay, am I doing this right? Am I playing right? Just joking with her, whatever. Being immersive. That to me is supporting. You know what I mean? Supporting doesn't have to always be funds. It's the actual taking a part of, asking questions and trying to be a part of, not fake trying to be a part of it by saying like, oh, are you doing this? And then walk away. Mm-hmm. Like, you
can tell when somebody's being fake. Honestly, the way I see it is, if you're not asking any questions and they're not deep, if you're not asking any questions, if they're not deep,
or they're relaying what you said back to you,
exactly. If they can't regurgitate what you just said, then you really don't care.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it sucks sometimes, and that's a lot of times to the question you had asked, why people are afraid, because they're afraid that everyone is going to be like that. Or are you going to get a lot of people? Newsflash, I'm expecting those people. Because the one person that can always put me down worse than anybody is me. You know what I mean?
100.
This person has told me that I can do good. This one was like, yo, this kid can actually write. You know what I mean? Someone had faith in me to get me into this university. Someone had faith to, cast me for these roles. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, you put the work in. One of the proudest moments for me, and I kind of got upset with my mom for not really realizing it. I had sent some music out to a studio like I was telling you before back in November. Reached out to me in January, and I sat and spoke to the guy, and he gave me some insight. And he was like, you create that paper trail, I'd love to have you come out here and work with us and write songs so you can work with the clientele and artists out here. Because you have a lot of heavy potential. And I got that call right in front of my mother at the dinner table. And like my level of excitement, I was just like, nah, this cannot be real, bro. Because this is a studio that's got to work with like Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus, like a lot of top names. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of these artists
Dolly Parton.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
she got a knockers, my boy.
I hate this thing. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, because artists come through everywhere. Because didn't Megan Thee Stallion come through here? Mm-hmm. So it could be a studio about this size that, that great artists walk through. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to write for people on their break or whatever. Because I know I have music that can touch someone. But if you can have a song that you can write and you don't have the right person to deliver it, your song loses value
That's
in a way.
facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It loses a lot of validity in it. And like I want to write for the greats by writing for the people that I see around me that are great.
So like when you were excited, your mom wasn't that excited.
No, it wasn't that she was excited. She didn't understand it. And she's someone who's very like she's a singer.
Okay.
She's a singer. Like I got a family full of, talented individuals. My aunt, if you can look her up, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, like that's my aunt. Love that lady. She and Alicia Keys inspired me to play the piano, learn how to play. When most of the men in my family know how to play the guitar, I'm that oddball. You know what I mean? And I'm proud to be it. I'm a kid from Southside Jamaica that writes, loves, and lives and breathes country music.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like,
You know what I mean?
Word.
Like, I love it. You tell a story. I mean, you could tell a story through rap, but it's like everything has its own way of pulling you in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you get inspiration from everything.
Like, bro, like that. This is how we roll. That shit is that's tough, bro.
What's that from?
That's who I don't know who that's by, but is it Jason Aldean? This is how we roll.
Yeah, I think that is Jason.
Maybe. And then the Darius Rucker song.
Bro, hold on. Darius Rucker, black country singer, bro. What you know about it? That's my guy.
I mean, I don't know too much about it. You know what I'm saying? But like
He be like, when was the last time you did something for the first time? Like, if you forget the sound of it, like I said, I'm a lyricist. I love listening to the lyrics behind something.
yeah.
The delivery is just the icing on the cake for me. So like with anything, like if you can really rap and I like your flow, that's icing on the cake for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me give you something that can put it together and it just be people gonna be eating out of the palm of your hands.
One thing about the change too is the work. A
Yeah.
lot of people are afraid of the work. Like, have y'all ever been afraid of the work?
It's not even afraid. It's just a lack of knowledge of knowing what work you need to be doing.
Like
'Cause a
you
lot
can
of
be
times
Being overwhelmed. That's fear.
trying to play basketball for most of my life, niggas was like, yo, you work in your game every day, but I didn't work on the right shit. I didn't work. I didn't know what to train and what to do. So I was out there playing, trying to do stuff I seen on YouTube, I heard about from hearsay, or every now and then people would take time to teach me a few things, but I had to develop. And then you get mispositioned because you tall early, but you don't go past 6 foot, 6'1", so you're a damn near 6 foot center. That's not gonna fucking work. You can't go no.
Freaking Devontae 6'1".
Yeah, you can't. Exactly. You can't play. You can't try to play high school basketball. All you know how to do is post up and do a couple of drop steps. That's not gonna work. And you kind of slow. You ain't quick, and you don't know how to play at your own speed and be effective either.
You're
You're done for. And your skill level's not as vast or on at least equal to the people you're trying to go up against. You try and play JV and varsity. The nerve. Like, what?
like that. Same thing for football players too. Like you got size, you got stock or whatever, but you want to be a running back. You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, because like people used to like question me. It was like, you ever play football? I'm like, yeah, I did. I never got to play for an official team or anything like that, but I definitely did. Play at other schools. I went to other schools to train with my friends or whatever, and they were on football team, so I did drills with them, and we did actual plays. So, oh, what you play? Let's run it back. You? I'm a big guy. I have a lot of people that question me about certain things I've done. I've been a skateboarder for 14 years.
Oh, I love skateboarding, bro.
You know what I mean? And I got my board in the trunk. I got my board in the back seat. Like, literally right behind you is my board. So, like, if there's a day, like, I don't get to do it as often. I'm not one of those guys that like just quit on skateboarding because skateboarding changed my life. That's a whole different conversation. But like, it does help having the right things taught to you.
For sure.
And like that fear of like, am I doing this right? Am I being coached the right way? For the first 5 years I started skateboarding, I was skating by myself trying to figure out how to do things. I skated with people I didn't trust, for sure. I tried to skate around people that would literally bully me, like beat me up, everything, stuff like that, just because I wanted to learn.
And that only works to a point too.
For sure.
Going back to the basketball thing, I'm about to go on basketball tangent right quick. So, a lot of times, especially nowadays, this is one of the best times to want to learn anything because you have so much information. But you have to have the right people that you're getting it from in order for it to work. Because me trying to play basketball, I want to play so bad, but I didn't know again what to do, what I need to practice, what I need to work on. I didn't know till I got to damn near 8th grade, 7th to 8th grade, I need to learn how to dribble. And I didn't know how to practice to learn how to dribble either. Because you one of the biggest kids in there, and then you go to the actual court will pick up, you damn near about the same size as them dudes out there, because you don't see any 6'7", 6'8", because you're not playing at a high level basketball. You're just playing pickup, or you're just playing around the kids that's your age. So you don't have to worry about developing other skills. You can kind of hide in a sense,
Right. Yeah.
before you get exposed.
See, I like that. Continue.
Before you get exposed for the lack of skill you actually have. And now you're just going and going up in grades and the totem pole, but you're going up in grades, but you're not going up in the totem pole. You're getting older, but you're not getting better. You're just practicing the same things you were doing as you were younger, because that's all you know. And then you get to a point where you're finally introduced to the high level, but you're not ready. And you can't get ready because you can't go backwards. You guys just go forward and take your L's and go on with the way.
Yeah.
See, that's what I like about skateboarding. How, like, you ever skate?
Yeah.
How long you skated for?
Bro, I skated. Dang, when did I? So I remember I quit basketball to skateboard. I told my mom, bro, I'm not playing basketball no more. I'm about to skate. 13 through 16, so 3 years.
Regular.
What made you quit basketball?
Regular, by the way.
Team regular.
Yeah. No. Goofy. Which one is Goofy? Goofy is like
This
yeah,
foot
so I'm
forward.
Goofy. Yeah, definitely Goofy.
All right, shout out my goofy footers. I understand it.
Wait, what are you, regular?
Regular.
Okay, bet. See, when regular people do hard flips, bro, that shit is cold. I don't know what it is.
See, I feel like for goofy people, I feel like regulars have hard flips, goofies have tray flips the best. That's just me.
Yeah, nah, that's facts. But what made me quit was honestly me. Like, so I was afraid of failing. That's been a theme for like most of my life, to be honest with you. So I literally just got a hold of that. So being afraid of failing. Like, I remember I had barely made varsity. I tell the story all the time, bro. I barely made varsity. My boy Ruck, shout out Ruck. You know what I'm saying? Ruck double I. Follow him on Instagram. That's the plug.
Hey.
He like pushed me through the mile. You know what I'm saying? So I finally made varsity. I'm playing with DT. I'm playing with Zach. I'm playing with all these guys. And I remember the first exhibition game, like everything was just off. Like I didn't feel right. I only had like one fast break. I missed a layup, missed the free throw, and I was just like, you know what? Like I made an excuse. Actually, so yeah, after that game, we carried on to the next practice. I felt embarrassed because I had left my goggles. Right, I left my goggles in my car. And I also couldn't hear what like Coach Farrell was saying. We were running drills. I was tired as fuck. I wasn't listening, and I also couldn't see. So Coach Farrell got on my ass. He was like, hey, look, you can't hear, like you can't see, like, you know, what's going on with you? And at that point, I was like, all right, man, like, you know, I don't even want to do this shit anyway. So we get to the weight room, and I remember barely like having the strength to do incline bench. I was just like, hey, coach, man, I don't think this shit is for me. Like, I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. I'm done. Like, I'm going to quit. He was just like, I could see it in you. And what really made me quit was also it was the lack of not wanting to put in the work, but then, or me not wanting to put in the work, but then also just being like, you know what? I'm on the big stage and I'm missing layups. I don't want to correct it. I'm afraid of, you know, how I'm going to be viewed making mistakes.
Right.
It was a lot, honestly, that came into it. But
a lot of times too, with your coaches,
All I
it's
saw
like,
was the Yoel that was breaking niggas' ankles and pulling up. I didn't see this side, so this is crazy to me.
yeah, when you get to varsity, it's a whole other beast. Like it's something that, and also, I mean, I was the man on JV. Like I was that guy. I was the point guard, going from starting point guard to having to play behind people, and then also you're leveling up in education, and then you're also leveling up with the playbook and what you're supposed to wear and how you're supposed to take care of your body. It was just one of those things where I was like, fuck, bro, like, let me just go to school and have fun.
see,
Before you go on,
key into what he said about fun. But go ahead.
would you say that you weren't prepared, or you just weren't invested when you got to the next level?
That's a good question. A little bit of both. Like, preparation in regards to the skill set and like I could have gone to certain camps. I could have gone to I could have, watched. I could have been around those individuals. I hung around my best friends. Like I hung around people who partied. I hung around people who really coasted by. But we got our shit done, and we had fun. I didn't hang around athletes.
You are the company you keep. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was prepared, and then what else? Sorry.
Invested.
Yeah, invested. Yeah, and that played a role in being invested too. It was just like, man, I'm better at having fun. I'm better at interacting. I'm better at the education. I was making money off of doing people's homework. I was invested in chemistry. I was invested in physics. I was invested in
shoot. You should have
that
been
kind
one
of
of my
stuff.
classes, most.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's so different, bro.
you feel me? Like,
Rock with it.
yeah, like you got. I mean, DT's good at what he does. Steve was good at baseball. Like every athletes are good at what they do, and then you got the school kids, and then you have those who are in between who are good at both the school and having fun. Like I was at school and having fun. Eventually I wasn't basketball, so I was just like, I freak this.
And to the whole skateboarding thing, I don't care how long it's been since you've done it. You skate, you're always gonna be a skater by heart, because there's gonna be a point where you see someone do something and it's like, oh, that's fire, and it takes you back to where you used to go. Like when I mentioned for me, I knew I was gonna play ball. I knew I was a wrestler. I knew I was athletic, and that was always the end goal for that. I just never got to hit that. I had to drive. I had the heart. And one thing my coach told me, if there's a day where I stop getting on you, is the day I stop caring for you as an athlete.
Yeah.
Or just as the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach was always on me. Because when I got injured, I begged my coach to still let me compete. He said, heart is the one thing I take pride on in my team. Every one of my wrestlers have it. And you have a big one. And it's like he said, if I ever stop, it's not because, at least he said for me, if I ever stop, it's because I see you, going for someone else the way I went for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing that for other people, not realizing, and he called me out on it before I moved away. He was like, you're gonna do wonders wherever you go. Just keep that first. Another reason why I got my heart tatted on my sleeve.
That's hard.
But the whole skateboarding thing, that was the one thing that kept me free. I got into the most trouble. Sorry, Ma. Without the folks really knowing, but it was just like at the same time,
Facts. That was the beginning, yeah.
I grew up having sisters. Skateboarding introduced me to my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the difference, you mentioned, you said you're getting the grades, you're not getting the results, right? How did you say it?
You're going up in grades, but you're not going up in the skill level. You're not, yeah.
Now to that, with skateboarding, that never matters.
It never matters.
It never matters because there's nothing you can learn 100% with skateboarding. There's always going to be a new trick. There's always going to be a new way to try this. You have your basics, of course, but you could be someone like Jaws who can ollie off of Lions 35 or whatever, or you know what I mean, or
that shit's crazy.
Ishad Ware, black kid from Jersey who became Sodi. Tyshawn Jones Tyshawn Jones, my fault, Tyshawn. I know who you are.
Turn him into Sean Jones.
Tyshawn Jones, skater of the year 2018, 2019, like goated. Mm-hmm. Black people that are around my age or a little bit older that I'm inspired by. You know what I mean, like. My folks were nowhere near as invested into skateboarding as I was. I never wanted to be pro, and that's something he was like, you put that down too. I'm like, motherfucker, I say this lightly. Pops, I didn't catch myself, damn.
You good.
So
I'm trying, y'all. Pops, go check my backseat.
So it didn't count for a full cut.
Pops, go check my truck. My car's my board is in the backseat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's like certain things still hang on. It's not like you let everything go.
Right, because because some people will view you as a jack of all trades. I take it as a compliment. My old man said, like, you pick things up and you just put it down. You leave it where it's at. If it no longer serves a purpose, everything still serves a purpose. It just may not serve a purpose for what you're currently doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay. I'm not the most fluent in Spanish. I can get by. I'm learning Japanese. Okay. Not the most fluent, but I am learning so I can get by, so I can help someone else. What you call it? I've been learning Italian. Like, not that you're gonna run into anybody who's always gonna speak the language, but it's good to know.
Yeah.
Just to say.
Like what's that, like, that center? This for everybody. Like, because I think it's equally important to know a bunch of things and have that center that brings you back. That reason why you wake up. There's a reason why you wake up, and then there's, all right, I can do these different things. So like, what's that for y'all?
Helping people. Like, I've always been the type to want to do for others and then forget to do for myself. You know what I mean? That's like, and that's where the languages come in. Like, I self-taught myself ASL. I'm trying to go back to school, just so I can get certified in that officially. Like, one of my last managers before she left, my last job, she's like, do you really like do ASL or whatever? Like, do you really sign it? I'm like, all right, yeah, I get a deaf guest in here, then don't come calling to me or whatever. I told you I'm not professional or anything, but I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Brian, he had a Hispanic guest, and now I had a Hispanic guest, and he's very fluent, and he had a deaf lady that came in. Just one of those odd days, whatever, she just needed help with something. And he called me, he said, bro, now's your time to shine. I need you. Like, I see you got a Hispanic guest, let me work with her. Let's trade off. I'm like, yeah, I got you. So I see the lady, and she started going too fast. I said, hey, my name is Travis. It's nice to meet you. I'm learning sign. And my GM at the time is watching me do all of this, and she's like, oh, he wasn't lying. Why do I have to lie about something? What if I got put in that position and I didn't know what I was doing? I look like an a-hole.
Because a lot of people be capping.
For what? That's my entire point. But you can cap about everything, but it's like to be put on blast in a moment to where like you really need to show you can do something like that, and then you. What's the point?
A lot of it. I mean, people cap, and then a lot of people throw their insecurities on you. Jay-Z said that shit best. Like, a lot of people start something, they stop, and there's a reason why they stop. Maybe they weren't good at it, and so when they see somebody actually going forward and accomplishing something, it's like, dang, like, you can really do that. In their mind, they're like, I wish I would have continued doing what I set out to do.
I take pride in that. I don't take it as like I wish I would have continued. I take it as like, yo, I'm glad this person, we both had something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
They got better at doing it. You know what I mean?
This is my favorite thing about sign language. This motion right here, bro. I don't know. I don't even want to know anything else. I just want to know that.
Wait, what is that?
Okay, so this is meet
I
you.
do that all the time.
Meet you. Okay.
I do this shit all the time, bro.
Or so does Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying?
What is this in sign? Is that a? That got to be something.
That man be going to the bathroom every rap video. But
Shitting on these niggas.
Not all of that.
That's crazy that this is the word. Shit.
But now, like, what is so like? All right, so for you, it's helping people. Like, that's why you get up in the morning.
That's why I get up in the
Dre,
morning.
what about you, bro?
That's cool.
To build wealth for me, my family, and my future family.
Thank you, bro. You want to be away from me?
I'm sorry.
That's what I'm talking about. We family. He said he got me when I'm on my deathbed copy.
Oh, facts. Hey, okay.
I'm just putting stuff on
Millions
this.
of bitcoins in his casket for sure.
Oh, you got an offshore account for me too? Copy.
Got 15 grand worth of Bitcoin on it.
So that's like you wake up like, all right, my purpose, building wealth. All right, and then boom, boom, everything else just falls in line with that.
Right now, one of my main goals is to build up my company in the LLC and to move out, get more clients, and move out and establish the story and the branding of the company that I've actually built for myself and get it out there officially. So, and now I gotta hop around the city or hop around other places to gather clientele in certain facets to get more people in here, get more people to do videos for graphics, motion design, such and such, and that sort of facets.
Facts.
To that extent, I want to do it through my writing. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Facts. What about you, though?
You know what? I don't have a really, really, really deep one. There's a thing I like getting up that wakes me up in the morning. I like to actually, matter of fact, no. Look. I like making games to bring motherfuckers together. I like when you sit down and waste an hour of your life. You'll never get it back, but you have the most fun you
No,
could ever
that's
remember.
That's solid though.
That's solid.
Wait, keep going though. Keep going.
That's what I want to. That's what I wake up to do and provide. I want to be able to provide that.
So provide game. So like you talking about like everybody playing 2K and bringing people together playing 2K?
Actually, I don't even think it has to be a game. I just think
Building
I want
something
to
for people to go back to together.
yeah.
Okay, bet.
That's tight.
So you want to give everybody a metaverse that actually works and is fun.
That man said.
Well,
it
yeah,
actually
but
works.
let's meta.
He said, yeah, let's meta. Let's meta though.
I'm not competing with Zuckerberg, so nah. But I'm
Hey,
trying
bro,
to keep
you
it-
may be
Got you,
better
bro.
than him one day.
Gotta be better than him.
Put that with your
Gotta
chest.
be better than him.
You Zoe.
Well, technically, the concept of life is technically a metaverse.
I almost said
But
your whole government just now because I was supporting you, but I'm not.
Well, hey,
Barely. But nah. All right. Mine is, and it's not like I just realized it, but I wake up in the morning to financially plan shit. And as crazy as it sounds, I initially I wanted to major in finance, but I was afraid of numbers. Like I was not the best at numbers, bro.
Oh, that was me too. That's why I was
Bruh.
surprised about promotion. I'm like,
great at numbers.
You?
I'm great at numbers.
Oh, you great at?
yeah.
Okay.
That was
5,064.
all my thing. That was all my thing in school. I hated reading, but I love numbers.
It's 2 divided by 1.5.
Dude, I always a half number.
at least I said
I'm gonna go
5,075.
say that,
Like, I didn't even get to finish that statement. He said
Nah.
1.5.
Initially I wanted to do finance, but it was like, okay, what kind of finance? And then I thought about the numbers and I was like, you know what? Nah. And then I realized I loved accounting. I loved bookkeeping. I loved the financial accounting and managerial accounting. That was fire. And then, but I never pursued it because it was just like, for some I just never pursued it. I was afraid. I was fearful. But I always kept coming back to it. And I'll never forget at Wake Tech, I didn't set up any business or anything, but I would help people with financial planning, bro. If they had bills they needed to pay, if they had things they wanted to accomplish, it's just like, bro, change your lifestyle. Let me help you change your lifestyle through your finance. And I would get paid for doing that. And then coming full circle, even right now, and I'm speaking this into existence, I'll be in banking very soon. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in banking very soon.
I was gonna say, can you
financial planning?
I wanted to, but I like to wait for a lull. And then I could slip it in.
Yeah. Because as I'm working in Costco, I'm doing sales. I'm building. I'm going out and I'm doing direct sales and shit like that. Apex Costco.
Oh,
Yeah, Apex Raleigh. We in there selling AT&T Direct TV. If you want to get it, come see me. But yeah, so I'm in there and I help a customer out or a client out. Turns out he works at Fifth Third Bank. So
nice.
The whole idea behind being a personal banker, which is what I want to be, that's the next stage of my life, is to go out and get new business.
Opportunity
Yeah,
now.
what I'm saying?
they got a
So-
Fifth Third popping up everywhere.
Man,
Everywhere. That's it. Yeah.
They built 3 in Raleigh in the past
2 years.
3 months.
Nigga, I'm going to my ATM. It's Fifth Third now.
Bro.
Facts, bro.
Out here
They
buying
be like,
up a
state
lot.
employees who? I be like, listen, where my bank at? But nah, man,
It's
that's
opportunity,
tight.
man.
That's tight.
Yeah, I was able to help my mom save a lot of money by moving her back to my grandma's house. This is where we all live, and she was able to build her wealth like that. I just came up with that plan. So it's just one of those things where that learning new information allows me to meet different people, allows me to get plugged in, and allows us to come together. And I say us, it means everybody. So everyone's building clientele, and mine just so happens to be I love to financially plan shit. So
So I got a question. Relative to yours.
Last one.
Oh, this is perfect. Perfect one to go out on. In the movie, The Best Man, or The Best Man Holiday, right? Harper asks Lance, if you had to go by code, your 3 words, what would they be? And Lance said to Harper, God, glory, football. In that order, that's what he stands by. So for you guys, what do you stand by?
Shit, anybody want
Damn,
to
that is a good one.
I already got mine. I got my 3.
So whoever got theirs.
Oh yeah, I got my 3. Consistency, accountability, and integrity. It's crazy. That's in my interview breakdown. Like I do interviews too for anybody who wants to do sales. So it's like one of my questions is, out of those 3 values, which one is most important? And I'm looking for that individual to say all 3. I mean, you can pick out one. All of them are important, but it's like I'm looking for all 3. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
So consistency, accountability, integrity.
I love that. That's tight.
I think I'm gonna have to stay with the C's. Actually, matter of fact, you go first so I can develop mine a little more.
You want to go first?
Nah, go for it.
Wealthy, healthy, successful.
Oh yeah.
My man.
That's my mantra.
Yeah.
WHS.
That's fire.
When I do yoga, I say that in my head.
Oh, you do yoga?
Sometimes, yeah.
You
I'm starting to get
flexible?
back. Starting to get pause, sir.
I didn't know if he was
Nah,
gonna
he
catch
heard
it.
that. He heard that. I think Trav heard that from a couple of honeys for sure. A couple of hoes.
You know what I'm saying? Not that I was with any today, from what you were alluding to earlier.
Allegedly, but let's get back to the point. that's when I am getting back into yoga and do it. That's what I say in my head when I'm doing meditating.
Wealthy, healthy.
Successful.
But yeah, wealthy, healthy,
Successful.
successful.
For sure.
I even said them a few raps too, but yeah, it's here and there.
So,
We all pretty much rapped at one point, but
I still rap.
all
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm here.
Okay.
yeah,
But I'm
Yoel
gonna
is
get
nice.
there, though, you know what I mean?
Okay.
We're gonna be on the stage. But anyway.
Yoel is real nice. He performed on stage. I was there. I was like, Yoel's performing.
Right.
So then he started rapping. I was like, okay. And it was heat. I was like, shit. But let me see. I know I like. Let me start with a C. Confidence.
For sure. Hey,
Caleb, kindness, being kind, and let me end with healthy.
confidence, kindness, healthy.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's solid.
That's
solid.
That's good. For me, I like how I asked the question and I lost my theory. Freedom, creativity, family. Matter of fact,
I like those 3.
let me rephrase that in the right order.
Brazil about to take him.
I was gonna say, let me
I'm
put
about to
that.
have
Let me put
6.
that in the right order. Let me put that in the right order. Freedom, family, creativity.
Nice. FFC.
Yeah.
Fuck with it.
That's dope.
I'm about to get that tattooed.
Oh, I should have did
So-
one for LLC.
Wait,
I
you
should've-
did say last.
Life.
That was
I
one more
like
question.
that.
One more question. All right. So one more question to go deeper into that. Why? Why is that for y'all? Like why? Why are those y'all's 3?
Since I talk the most, I'll make it really, really fast. For me, freedom is important. Like, you have to have that self, you have to have that mind for you that you are free. You have to have that sensation to have that freedom of speech, freedom to act, freedom to go beyond what you are. Family, I wouldn't be here without family.
Facts.
My mother gave me life. My old man gave me life. My goddaughters mean the most to me. Of course, my nieces and nephews too, of course, or my siblings. They all matter to me. And if I don't put out what I can into this world, I feel like it'd be a disgrace to them
Facts.
and that legacy. And then creativity. I'm a skater, man. Creativity is everywhere. And then add music and writing and everything else to that. Creativity is everywhere. It's a sense of peace. It's a sense of freedom. So it all goes back into it. So that's it.
True.
Short and sweet.
Health is the most important thing on
Clearly, I
Just-
just want diabetes. So
Yeah.
health was in the Nah, good. That's why I'm like, damn, 2 y'all got health. And y'all in great shape. God damn.
Remember, I grew up fat, man. So
So did I. I just went back to it, but please continue. Don't let me talk over you.
nah, but
Remix.
health was an important thing for me because, like I said, I started out being a fat kid, so being able to get in shape and slim down to a point now, and also having injuries in the past. If I don't take accountability for my health, I'm not going to be able to live as long as I want to. Obviously, other factors could make that shorter or longer or in between, but health is the most important for me. Healthy, and that's not even just body. It's talking about health in the mind too. And when I say wealth, same thing. Having a lot of funds at school, but wealth in the mind is well.
Right.
Having a wealth of knowledge, wealth for intellect, wealth for possibly languages in the future or skills that I have that I could think on. And success, of course. We all want to be successful. That's what we all want to do. That's what all we're going to do, hopefully. But unfortunately, some people don't get to have that opportunity. My goal is to be successful in everything that I do, anything that I do. And just to tack a little nugget. Growing up, my dad used to always say this thing that I didn't understand. I thought it was to kill the fun of what I was doing athletically. I don't want you to use your body to get your money. I want you to use your mind. I never used to. I thought it was always discourage me.
Oh, like so he didn't want you to sell dick on the corner. He wanted you to get people and tell them, "Hey, this is how you flip that."
Didn't have to take it there.
What?
He's so
lost.
Hey, I'm gonna just mute his mic.
No, dude. Listen. I tried not to say anything. I tried to say nothing sus the entire time he was here. I got one free sus pass.
That didn't need to be. But the reason I said that because I can't even get the point off. That's crazy.
No, I'm sorry. It's the end of the podcast, bro.
Man, help us all.
But the reason I say that is because I don't play sports like that anymore. I'm not focused on having a career in sports. Now, ironically, I'm sitting down clicking buttons all day. Obviously, I got to move at some point. But I'm using more of my brain to cultivate my funds in my career. So, ironically, what he said for a point in my life is now coming back around and ended up coming to fruition. Because my dad actually bought my first instruments. I just didn't want them at the time because all I wanted to do was play basketball. I didn't care about playing them. I got a piano and guitar when I was like 11, maybe even younger than that. But I never
guitar my parents got rid of it because I lost the strings. And as soon as I found the strings, the guitar was gone.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm screwed. I said, well, I guess I'll play the piano someday.
All right.
That's crazy. But I never wanted to play him because I was always out there playing basketball. And ironically, I did art pretty much the whole time I was in school. So I got to high school. But because I just, after a certain point, I was like, Then if I would have kept with the art thing, I would have been actually, got around to being an all right drawer at least. But now I ended up doing graphic design. Now I forget. I actually am a creative artist. I just didn't know it until later. But I also do numbers and cool stuff like that as well. And I actually have the ability to write and read. I just needed the certain things that I was interested in to do that. Really do it. So, yeah.
Facts. What about you, bro?
Okay.
Why you got them three?
Well, confidence, man, that's really important because I didn't have a lot of actually, I'm going to spare you the story. I'm making a long story short. You know, I didn't have a lot of confidence growing up, so confidence is really important. You know, you need to be able to go out there and be like, I'm going to go get that, and no one out here can stop me. That's really important.
Yeah.
And then kindness is just, that should be like a debit card or a wallet. You should take that everywhere you go. It can save your life.
I think we got the title right there. That one
you got another
I
sound
get one?
for it? Like,
you get one. That was
Yellow.
I was about to go blue.
Yeah.
That one was. He said
like
you
a
can keep that
debit
with
card?
you always.
Okay, I like it. Okay.
You know, I do one every millennium. I drop a dime every millennium. All right, but and then health, of course. You can't even put a value on that. So yeah.
Facts. I feel like my three are just what a man should be. Those define a man. And my goal in life is, well, it's not even a goal. It's, for sure. Like, I didn't grow up with my pops. And so I was always wondering, like, I wasn't wondering where he was at because I knew where he was at. But not growing up with your dad kind of robs you of seeing what a man should be, depending on whether or not how much of a man he was. So at the end of the day, if you're not accountable, if you don't hold yourself accountable for anything, then you're always going to be blaming other people. And men don't do that.
For sure.
If you're not consistent, you're not going to succeed. If y'all not consistent, if nobody's consistent in what they do, then they're always going to be either, floating or just out here. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to accomplish anything. And men don't do that. And then at least they shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And then having integrity, You can't go home to your family and say, yeah, I made this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going out to make this bread. Yeah, I'm going out to do certain things. And you come home and your kids are asking, hey, Dad, where's that bread you said you were going to get? Oh, I spent, I did this, I did that. And having integrity with other people, like having, it's important to be honest. So just to keep it short and simple, like those 3 values define a man. And I feel like those are very important for sure.
Those go hard. Fuck. I wish I came up with that shit.
That's tight, bro. That goes to show, like, and he said it best. Like, I have nieces that didn't grow up with their father, and I'm leaving it short and sweet. I grew up with both of my parents in my life, gratefully. But, to his point, you can have them in your life, and you can't have them in your life. And, what do you learn from? I learned from my old man that I would kill to be half the man he is, but not carry myself with his mindset. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that I am now because of him, and I'm grateful for it. But different ideologies, man. So it's just like, you see. I feel like with the old man, you should see where you want to be and where you don't want to be. That's what I feel, and I definitely got that. So my dad's a great man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for tuning in for the
Yeah, shut up.
Wait.
No, it's not even the Ayo. I was literally about to say the wrong name. I was about to say the wrong name. He finally turned the mic away from me, and I've been pushing it the whole time.
We appreciate you all for arriving, listening, or hearing the 2.5 LLCs podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dre. Got Trav right here. Zoe, our guest, Yoel, right here, came to chill with us. Appreciate you, sir.
What I you already know. Shout out 2.5 LLCs for sure.
Go ahead and drop your social.
Oh yeah, so media. Instagram. Damn, I've never done this shit before. This shit's tough. hey, so follow me on Instagram at Yoel_Griffin. Whenever you see the name, it's the.Griffin. I am the Griffin. It's the name on the back. That's who I represent. Yoel_Griffin. Appreciate you.
And for any leaving party favors, the lucrative tip of the day we didn't get to in the beginning of the podcast: nothing is a coincidence. Remember that. Nothing is a coincidence.
It's me. And Dre Facts. Sorry.
And once again, we appreciate you all. You know what to do. All our links will be in the description. And if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. You're on all other platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a like, or rating, a comment. Tell us why you do or don't like what we said or what we're doing. We can improve, and we will get back to you. So yeah, we appreciate you all. In the morning, noon, and night, whenever you're listening and hearing this. And this is the podcast. We are out of here. Peace.